Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. That's me, by the way. Hi to all the regular people. I was just having a couple of days off there because the sun was shining on the Jack Daniels. I've run out, by the way. So if there's anybody who wants to buy John a coffee, there's a link down there and I'll convert it to Jack Daniels. And it helps, develop this rather gruff little growling voice that I've got here. Yeah, it really does, along with the cigars. Yeah, I shouldn't do that, should I? Not at my age. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Thanks for supporting. Like and subscribe. Comments down below. All the rest of it. And I'm going to talk today about corruption in British prisons. And surprisingly enough, we've got another one. Another backscuttler's been caught. Yes, folks, and he's awaiting sentence, having pleaded guilty at Leeds Crown Court. Her name is Megan Gibson, aged 26. And this young lady, right from the word go apparently, has been smuggling stuff into the prison and having a allegedly sexual relationship with one particularly dangerous character at HMP prison WEALSTUN in West Yorkshire. Apparently she smuggled vapes into him and was sending him love letters, phoning up his mother and liaising with her 900 times. 900 times. I mean, it's serious, not like a one-off kind of, I'll tell your mother you're all right kind of thing. Nothing like that. 900 times. And, of course, she's pleaded guilty. But her life's been ruined now. Over what? Because at the age of 26, she was obviously not emotionally capable or intellectually capable of dealing with such dangerous inmates. And this guy was obviously a dangerous person because he was on an indefinite prison sentence to protect the public from this man. Well, they didn't protect her from him, did they? Why, you've got to ask yourself, why are the Prison Officers Association, the supposed trade union, I say supposed trade union because basically it's run by the government for the government, by the Home Office, Ministry of Justice for the Ministry of Justice. The idea that it's there to represent the basic rank and file of the prison service is a fabrication. Something that I tried to point out. If you ever watch the Strange Ways documentary, you'll see how I made a real effort. Put my neck on the line, and what did they do? Well, they didn't chop my neck off, but they certainly gave me a few blasts to the forehead. I survived though, folks. Yeah, you can see that. Anyway, so phone sex. I mean, what's all that about? What is all this phone sex nonsense? But apparently, and she backed this phone sex up with numerous letters and communications to this particular prisoner who has been unnamed, actually. He's not been named. But, so at HMP WEALSTUN, West Yorkshire, there's about another one down there. And this is not uncommon in the prison service today. I've done some research on this. And in the last full year recorded, 2023 to 24, there were 2,416 staff involved being investigated for corruption. In 23-24, there were 165 prison staff dismissed from the service for misconduct. The anti-corruption, they've got, I imagine this is unheard of. I mean, it was unheard of when I was there, that they'd have an anti-corruption squad inside the prisons. What for? I mean, weren't corrupt. It was unheard of, virtually unheard of. Staff just didn't do it. Because in those days it was a career. I keep pointing this out. It isn't anymore. It's a damn job. You go in there, get basic rate. I suppose it's since there aren't any milkmen or window cleaners anymore. I suppose they've got to do something, haven't they? So there's another one bites the dust. Megan Gibson, age 26. She's going to be sentenced at Leeds Crown Court. It's been adjourned for sentencing reports. And they'll decide what to do with her, but they've told her to expect a prison sentence. She was also found to be in possession of cannabis and a certain amount of money, over £1,000, which she claimed that she was bought out, taken from her bank to support some tattoo that she was going to get. You know, when I was a young man, you used to go to the travelling circus on a Saturday afternoon, and there'd be a tent there where you paid sixpence to go and see the tattooed lady. Nowadays, you get a pint of beer in Waterstones, in Weatherspoons. You get a pint of beer in Weatherspoons, have a look round, the place is bloody full of them. I haven't had a tattoo myself, by the way. I haven't. I had thought about getting one. When I was at Strangeways, there's one lad had a tattoo done by his cellmate. Believe this or not, he had Elvis straight across his forehead in 2-inch high letters. Ruined for life, marked for life. I mean, imagine going for a job, yes. What kind of job? Oh yeah, I'd like to be a car park attendant. What's that on your forehead? Yeah, you can't get away with it. It's just crazy. Anyway, that was the rant for today. This just never seems ending, does it? Never ending. One after the other. Anyway, there'll be more to come on this, I'm very sure. But there's one thing I want to discuss before I move on to the entertainment phase, which is hardly entertainment. Torture, if you want, you know. Modern Day Torture by John G. Sutton. Yeah, even the goat doesn't like it. Does it, Larry? Larry's got a new seat, by the way. Yeah, well done, Larry. I've got one too, a new seat. I use it in my shower, you see. Yeah, anyway. I talked today, there's also a lot in the news about a lady in London who, near the Britannia Hotel in London, I believe that's up near the docks somewhere. But, yeah, she's 80 years old, apparently, this lady, blind, and her daughter was in her house cleaning up, making sure she was all right, and came out to find an intruder in the house. An unnamed intruder, by the way, but apparently looked rather suspicious. And this lady reacted by getting a knife and chasing the intruder out of the house. Outside the house there were a couple of gentlemen passing who saw the kerfuffle, and this guy come running out of the house, and the lady at the door shouting, you know, he's been in here, you know, what's he doing in here? And they I believe they followed him down to the Britannia Hotel, yeah. Near the Docklands, and made a citizen's arrest or called the police. The police came, spoke to the man. He hadn't committed an offence, they said. No offence, you know. I mean, what was he doing in this old lady's house? He said that he'd just gone in, just walked through the front door because the door was open. Anyway, the police subsequently went back and interviewed the lady that had chased him out with a knife, and she was arrested. And she remains in police custody. She's been refused bail and locked up, pending a hearing in September. I believe it's September the 5th, I believe it's set down for. But there's more to this story than that. That's the story that's been bounded all over the internet. More to it than this. I looked into it. Apparently, allegedly, yeah, when she'd finished chasing him out the house with a knife, yeah, she went back into the house and got out a meat cleaver. You know, one of these things that you use for chopping meat with, like they use in a butcher's shop. And she'd apparently gone down to the Britannia Hotel, where by this time a group of individuals had formed themselves into a little mob of about 20. And she was banging the meat cleaver on the railings and demanding that the man come out, or so it is alleged. Anyway, that's the story, and she's in. Her name is Augustus, Cheney Augustus, I believe. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But there's more to it than meets the eye. You see, that's the problem with it. There usually is. But as for the backscuttling female prison officers, it's diabolical when you think about it. Anyway, I'm going to do a poem now. I'm going to dedicate this poem to Bob the Bob Bob. Hello, Bob the Bob Bob. Hi. Yeah. I'll sing you a song as well after. But this is a poem by Lewis Carroll. One of my favourite poems by Carroll, actually. This is Jabberwocky. Are you sitting comfortably? 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabious day, Callooh, Calais! He chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. I performed that. Didn't just read it, did I? I gave it a bit of an effort there. I'm going to do the same with this song now. This is a song by Leonard Cohen. It's from his first publication, originally written as a poem in 1966, because Leonard Cohen started out writing poetry, but nobody was damn interested. So he got himself a guitar and started singing. And this is one of the first songs that he sang from his collection of poetry. This is Suzanne. And once again, I will dedicate this to Bob the Bob Bob, because Bob the Bob Bob managed to provide me with some Jack. And Jack is what gets this growler, the growler of a voice, working. Suzanne takes you down to her place near the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her, and you know that she's half crazy, but that's why you want to be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, then she gets you on her wavelength, and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. and you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that she will trust you, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. And Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, and he spent a long time watching from his lonely wooden tower. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said, "All men will be sailors then, until the sea shall free them." But he himself was broken long before the sky would open. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. And you want to travel with him, and you want to travel blind, and you think maybe you'll trust him, for he's touched your perfect body with his mind. Now Suzanne takes your hand, and she leads you to the river. She is wearing rags and feathers from Salvation Army counters, and the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbour, and she shows you where to look among the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed, they are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever, while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that you can trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind. There you go, Suzanne by Leonard Cohen. And we forgot to ring the song dinger, so I'll do it in reverse. That is a little visit from the song dinger. And we've got to enjoy our critic here, which is Larry the Goatherd's goat. Was it any good? Oh well, I tried. Tales from the Jails.